Hey everybody, this is S. Anthony. This is you know that you've been listening to this crap for a while. This is S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Says podcast, and once again, I want to apologize for the sound quality. I'm actually recording this from my phone because I'm working on something, and I don't have the ability to be at home as much as I would normally be home and record from my normal equipment. But I want to keep up my podcast schedule, and I enjoy talking to you guys, and I just want to talk about this. This may be a short one. I just want to get this out of the way. I ran across a photo in my that was from a long time ago. No, it wasn't a photo. It was a video. Sorry about that. And the video was of me sitting in a car that I had 3 cars ago, and in front of me was a young man who was the age of one of my nephews, right? And so he gets into a Tesla Model S. This is a while ago, but when they were even more expensive than they are now. And he was a young guy. Now I was driving, I don't know, I probably had I've had a bunch of cars. I don't know. Whatever it was like it was either a Camry or something like that, right? And my car was cool, but this guy was driving a Tesla Model S. And obviously that car at the time was like $150,000. I was in a Lowe's parking lot getting some wood to fix something. And this guy got into his car, was in front of me, and I saw the guy. It was like I say, a young brother had a tool belt on, and he gets into the car and pulls off. And you would figure, somebody who's 20 years younger than me, you would figure that I would be jealous because he was driving a car that was worth, 18 billion times what I was driving. But the thing was, I wasn't jealous of him. I wasn't jealous of him at all. And when I looked, I caught myself in the rearview mirror. And the thing was, I actually had a little smile on my face. Why? Because I was happy for that guy. He obviously owns a construction business of some kind. It's his business, and he was able to afford that vehicle. He's young, a young entrepreneur, a young business person, and I was proud of the guy. And I didn't even know him. And I was proud of myself because I did not feel even a little bit of jealousy. And it's weird how sometimes we become jealous of people. Because I truly believe, and I mean this more in the metaphorical sense, not literal, but I really believe that whatever your success is, whatever kind of success you're going to have, it's kind of like in a vault right in front of you. And you have to figure out the combination to open that vault, and nobody but you can open it, right? If I ever auditioned for something and somebody else got it, that's because whatever that thing was, metaphorically speaking, was in their vault. That was not my vault. It was their job to get, especially if I did my best, which I tend to do when I'm performing. It just meant that that person was more suited for the job, or the casting agent or the booker wanted that person to be there before I got there. And that's fine. There's no reason for me to be jealous because there's been a whole lot of things that I've gotten when I auditioned that other people didn't get, and a whole bunch of bookings that I got that other people couldn't get because they were in my box. They were for me. And it's amazing how sometimes you'll see somebody be really, really jealous of somebody when the person didn't do anything wrong. All the person did was succeed, and that's it. They didn't take anything from anybody else. That's all they did was succeed. I know a friend of mine. This is a long time ago. He's not that way now. We were younger at the time. He was hating on somebody. Hating on him. And the person he was hating on was actually a pretty nice cat. He was just a very successful, pretty much everything that he did. He was that type of guy that was always hustling, in the good way hustling, right? And so he's hating on the guy, man, that guy, man, you always talking all kind of trash about the cat. And I'm looking at him because this wasn't necessarily his personality, because I tend not to be around people that are always negative. So I consider this to be an aberration on his part. And I'm looking at him, and he catches me looking at him, and he goes, what, man, what's up? I said, when did you start all that crap? I never seen you hate on anybody before. No, man, I hate that guy. I said, you don't think you're hating on the guy? Everything you just said about the guy is an opinion based on almost no information. Have you ever met the guy? Well, no. Ever talked to him? No. Know anything about him? No. You just are mad at him because he's driving that car and he's dating that delicious woman, and you see that he makes a lot of money, and you can see that everybody likes him. That's why you're jealous. No, I ain't jealous, man. I'm like, yeah, you are jealous. I said, dude, you're torturing yourself over here. You're annoying me because I don't want to hear all that garbage. And in addition to that, you're sitting here all miserable in the face and feeling bad. And you know what he's doing? He's in his luxury car driving back to probably a big giant house. And that woman that was literally magically delicious, that's obviously his wife, he's going to be climbing on top of that delicious woman and doing some good stuff with her. Right? Right? Are you mad because you just broke up with your girlfriend and he's with this delicious woman? Are you mad because your car is not as nice as his? Are you mad because you don't make as much money? I said, I got news for you. I ain't got a girlfriend right now. My car is cool, but it ain't like that. Right? Now, Dan going sure don't make as much money as that the guy does, because you and I basically make roughly the same amount of money. Yeah, well, you don't hate on that guy. How come you ain't jealous of that guy? I said, well, because the main reason I don't hate on anybody's one, I don't want to. Why would I choose to hate on somebody and feel bad when I have the option of not feeling bad? That doesn't make any sense to me. And the other thing is, when you look at somebody who's successful, just like when I see people that I started out in comedy with and they're way more successful than I am, right? Even though the level of skill is similar and the level of talent is similar, I don't feel jealous, because if it's somebody you know or knew, even if you weren't close friends, you were in the same place and you got similar results on stage and they've blown up, it just means they figured out the combination to their box, and I haven't figured out the full combination to my box of treats yet. But there's no reason to be jealous of them, because I've seen them. They're not some person who became famous and a superstar that I haven't been to their house, or I haven't been in the car with them, or I haven't done gigs with them. I know these people, and I've seen the work that they did, and I've seen them. So they're real to me, and I come from the same soil, which means when I figure out my combination, because I have the same level of talent and skill, what's going to happen is I'll be able to match their results. They are literally nothing more than a person who's living that I can watch to see what my life will be like. Right? It's like that movie, It's a Wonderful Life, right? If you look at the people around you that are successful and tearing the game up, and you're not there yet, but you grew up in the same family, you grew up on the same soil, you did some of the same things, you're watching. It's like It's a Wonderful Life. You're looking at what your life could be like. Maybe it's not going to be as good, but you have an idea of what it could be. And it definitely could be better than it is now. You have an idea. So quite frankly, the more successful they become, the more you realize what you could become. And if they won a Grammy or an Emmy or a Tony, in my business, in entertainment, or if you're a business person, you watch this guy that you went to school with, or this lady you went to school with, this person you went to school with, and all of a sudden they own 3 supermarkets and all that kind of stuff. Don't be jealous about them. If you have a relationship with them, take them to lunch. Take them to dinner if you're close enough to do that. Pick their brain. They're already successful. You're probably not going to want to do exactly what they do. They're owning the supermarkets. You may want to own a McDonald's franchise. You may want to open up a hardware store. You may want to open up a mechanic shop or something. You may want to do some other kind of thing. But the things that it took them to become successful, they will share them with you, especially if you're not competing directly with them. And if they don't share them with you, then you just realize, okay, that person is not going to give up any information or help out. I'll just find somebody else, or I'll watch them from afar and see what I can pick up. Being jealous just takes a lot of energy, man, because you're sitting there all miserable, and that person isn't even thinking about you. And in the case of my friend with the person that we're talking about, he didn't even really know the guy. He was just one of those people, you're in a specific area of the city, and you just kind of see the same people sometimes. Maybe you go to the supermarket on Saturdays and other people also go to the supermarket on Saturdays, and you keep seeing the same people. It was kind of one of those situations. No reason to get jealous of the guy, right? It's amazing how we're jealous of people when we shouldn't be jealous of people. I remember another person that I saw, wasn't a friend, but somebody I kind of knew. And he was also hating on somebody, right? Right? In the middle of hating on somebody, he saw somebody, I think it was like a dog was in traffic or something like that, and the person picked up the dog, and it was one of those moments where nowadays with the internet you'd film it on your phone and then it would get like 87 million views because, oh, look at this, humans being awesome. And they put some music underneath it. Bing, 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 bing. And then they have a caption, this dog is caught in traffic. But this lady really loves dogs. Humans can be heroes too. And then you see her kissing the dog on the face, picking the dog up, taking it into a car, and then there'll be another video of her at the veterinarian's office getting the dog checked out, and the vet would go, this dog's actually pretty healthy. Whoever abandoned this dog in the middle of the street, well, the dog's no worse for wear, and I'm so glad you picked up that dog. Right, and then again, you see her walking the dog in a have me some montage of her walking the dog. Dinky dinky, and put the little kid music. Dinky 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 ding. I'm a happy dog. Dinky ding. And then the caption would show the dog smiling, and then you see the dog becoming progressively older. It was a little puppy, and now it's a full-grown, healthy dog, and now it's one of 5 dogs at her house. And then she comes in at the end, and she's hugging all the 6 dogs, and her husband comes in, he's hugging the dogs, and their babies are also hugging the dogs, and they caption one big happy family. And then it would say the amount of legs the dogs have plus the amount of legs the people have, and that's how many legs. And then there'd be a big picture of a dog with some flowers around it, and then the caption would go off, and everybody would watch the video 55,000 times, me included, because I love dogs, right? So he saw the lady save the dog, and he was happy. He was happy. He was happy for the dog. He was happy for the dog. And I was thinking, it's amazing how a person could be happy for the dog, right? But the same type of person, my other friend, who probably would have been happy about the dog, because he loved dogs too, he would be happy for the dog, but not for the guy? You're happy for the dog, but not for the guy. That's how people are sometimes. You'll see them happy for a dog on TV, but they'll hate on another human being who's successful. No. You got to be happy for people when good things happen to them. You see somebody successful, cheer for them, right? The only exception is sports teams. Like if your sports team loses, I reserve the right to hate on the other team. I won't do it outwardly. I won't say anything hateful about the team, right? Because I don't want to be that. But I leave that as an exception. Even though I'm saying to you guys not to hate on people because it's unhealthy, I say you get exactly 2 hours to hate on the team that beats your team in the playoffs or the Super Bowl or the World Series or whatever. Whatever happens, you get to hate on that team. Just don't say it outside. Try to look happy on the outside. Look slightly disappointed and say all the right stuff. Well, my team had a great season. I'm really disappointed at the guys. We'll get them next year, guys. Yeah. Man, I'm surprised you didn't take it real hard that your team humiliated themselves by playing like a bunch of punks. I feel bad. You know what I'm saying? But I can't let my. You can tell I'm making this on my phone, can't you? That was a notification. I forgot to turn them off. It's like, I'm really not that worried about it, man, because, next year they're still a good team, man. But inside your head, you're like, the refs is a bunch of garbage. The referees is on the tape. Check their damn bank accounts. I bet a bunch of them referees bought some Porsches with the money that they used to fix that game. There's no way in the world that's a foul. There's no way in the world that's a hold. That ain't no goal. That's some bullshit. I bet the puck was fixed. Yeah, that's right. And let me say something else. I hope all them dudes on that team, I hope all of their wives are cheating on them. And then I hope they find out that their kids are not theirs. Yeah, that's right. I hope all that happens. I hope they lose all their money. I hope their mama was wearing diapers and all that kind of stuff. Anything bad that could happen in the world, I hope it happened to them. And you can feel that. I give you permission. I give you my seal of approval to think that. Not for 2 hours. That's too much. In fact, get a clock. Get your phone out and set the clock for 60 minutes, and then hit it, and then start thinking about bad stuff about the other team. And if you're alone in your house, turn up the music and turn up the sound and say all sorts of stuff about all of their mamas. All your mamas is ugly. Everybody on that team, all your mamas is ugly. Your daddy's ugly too. Yeah, that's right. And if you have siblings, I'm sure they're ugly. Right? And your wife, you got a wife? Yeah, I bet she ugly too. You have kids? I bet they ugly as well. Yeah, how about that? And you can do that for an hour. But then after that, calm down. That's all I'm saying. I've trained myself not to be a hater. And because you listen to me, your favorite uncle in your head, your favorite play uncle, your favorite virtual uncle, your favorite cool, not really your uncle, I'm saying to you, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, people of Earth, don't be a hater. Unless it's a sports team, in which case you got 1 hour to hate. And then after that, cut it out. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Once again, like I said, I'm not home. I'm traveling around, but I still want to be able to do my podcast. And thank goodness I can do this from my phone. So I apologize if the sound quality is not where it normally would be. But I like talking to you so much that I just wanted to make sure I stick to my schedule, okay? Do me a favor, my friends. If you've gotten this far, and you did, do me a favor. Please rate and review this podcast. I would appreciate it, my friends. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Okay? Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I would appreciate it. And if you follow me on social media, just look me up online, S. Anthony Thomas. If you follow me on social media, and there's a link to this podcast, retweet, reblog, repost the link to the podcast. I would appreciate that, okay? So, no matter what, I'm listened to in a whole bunch of countries. So, no matter where you are in the world, just know that this African American citizen of the United States of America has love for you no matter where you are in the world. Not only because I just love people in general, but because you guys have good taste in podcasts. And was that self-serving? Yeah, too bad. It's my podcast. I can serve myself, dagnabbit. Much love to you all. I appreciate you more than you know. And I'll see you next time. Take care.